All right, so we are watching some stuff here. So we're gonna get everything. I'm updating all the fun stuff. I'm trying to get that list. When I have the list, I'll drop it in the chat. But you guys have Lucas's list. You saw Lucas's list. Whew, and yeah, we are just moving along here to Lucas versus Hector. And so this is the final four. So if you're just tuning in, thank you. We like having you here. And yeah, we are going to see some items, and we're going to see some actions, and we're going to see some where it's going to go fast or it's going to be not fast. I know that sounds terrible, but I mean, my goodness, these matches, when you are dealing with ramp and removal and control, can be just a battle of wits. So we shall see how this goes. I'm buckling in. I'm feeling okay. I might sound scared, but I'm only a little scared. So we do see people doing altars. We do see the two players doing their altars right now. All right. Well, the good news is, okay, I was sad. Okay, so I was a little sad because I was like, oh, we're going to watch a mirror match. But okay, we have the zoologist. We have Ohana in the chat. So you know what? This is a happy. There's no bad things. There's only happy changes. And so, zoologist, thank you for hanging out with us. And yeah, once I get the deck list, I'll share it. But we're about to start playing. And we're going to see, after these altars, who's going to be the aggressor, who's going to be chasing. That's always a very interesting thing to see, because sometimes it feels like one person's doing what they want while the other person runs as fast as they can after. Hate red blue but love you. Yeah, isn't that the way, right? It's such a polarizing deck.
Yeah, and in this instance, like, Hector will be the player on the play. Lucas will be on the draw. So we have our roles determined, and let's see if it switches up during the games. Really interesting how the two players will establish their strategies in order to do so, to maintain or take the advantage from the other player.
All right, so we got Go Lucas in the chat. So I know that Ohana means family, and family means nobody misses the Twitch stream. So thank you for Ohana for being in the chat. But we also have so this is a team showdown. We got Southside Gaming versus Ohana. So we might have some Southside gamers show up. This is tricky for me as a person who loves floral patterns. Both teams have my heart. So this is hard. We got hibiscuses versus sakura. And popsicle versus popsicle. So lots of diversity here so far. I do like your jacket. Southside Gaming, if you're listening, I like that. But also, I like your jerseys. Dang it. I keep trying. You guys are getting me. We see him go ahead and ink a Hideaway, which is kind of interesting here, because Hideaway might come in handy later. It's one of those cards where obviously you have to ink something, but Hideaway is one where you get to remove an item. So if there was a dime that possibly gets cheated out early, which there's not, this isn't sealed, but either way,
yeah,
not the worst choice though, because I mean they're both going to be having Item City very shortly. Oh, I have his deck list. Everyone rejoice. Okay, here it comes in the chat. Boom. Hector's deck list. So now we can kind of see the difference, and then somebody can tell me, is it the DKP list? Is it not the DKP list? DKP is Dink. Oh my gosh, I just got it wrong. I'll get it right. I'll make sure I get it right. But DKP is a renowned player. He was the winner of Australia, or was he second place in Australia?
He was first place.
Yeah, so he is a master of this deck. Woo! It's been a day, guys. He is a master of this deck list. So you will hear people go, is this the DKP list? And that is they are referring to the one and only DKP, which I'm double checking because I don't want to say his name wrong. That'd be very disrespectful.
It is not a deck list. It is a desk list.
Desk list. It's a deck list you put on your desk. Wee.
The confusion is there.
Yeah, the fever setting in. Ding Kong Fam, thank you. My goodness. Yes. So he is extraordinary. He's on the EU side of things, so, you'll see him over there, but he went all the way to Australia and said, guess what? He's actually played in he travels all over, and he's kind of the standard bearer for this deck. Another one is Sailor. Sailor is a master at this deck. You might recognize it from the top 8 Worlds qualifier. Sailor is a member of Maelstrom. So those are 2 people. If you're watching this and you're like, ooh, I can't wait, those are 2 people that you should be following because they love this deck and have been playing it for season upon season. But in front of us, we got 2 other people who are obviously big fans and are about to show us which build is better or who's a better pilot. I mean, we'll fit either way. We're going to see. They look very similar, and that could just be also because I'm tired, but I'm kind of like, is this nearly the same? Let's see here. Okay.
So,
sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just about to comment on what is on the board right now, but you can go.
No, I feel like I pulled up is it the exact same deck list? Like I'm looking at, it can't be because I'd be crazy. But you can comment what's on the board, but I feel like they are the same deck lists, and that's banana pants. But anyway,
I don't believe they are the exact same.
Okay, so maybe I'm looking at the wrong list. I hope so. But yeah, so we do see Lucas has got, he's building up the engine for getting some card draw as long as he can get an item out, which all he needs is a little crab to do that. But on the other side, we have that shark who is going to keep Lucas in check because the minute you turn one of those cards sideways, that shark says, I'm sorry for doing that, but that is what he does. He gets your items back and gets slower, and it's a problem.
Yeah, and challenging any character like evasive or not evasive, if you're exerted, is going to challenge.
Yeah, I'm still having an existential crisis. So if I sound quiet, it's because I'm like, that can't be right. Because I'm pulling up the link in the doc where they're like, this is it. But then we also have the paper document. So now, obviously, these, they're not going to be, even if they aren't direct copies, they are going to rhyme. We know that. But it is kind of crazy what I'm seeing here. No, I think he uploaded the wrong list because there's a Let It Go in Hector's paper list. So, more to come. But CC Daring Visitor coming in and saying, I dare you to get rid of that Hiram. And there Hiram goes. But turnaround is fair play here. So, any moment, the same thing could happen on the other side. And that shark, while he has evasive, both players have access to lots of fun removal tools. They can get out their coils. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Yeah, there's 3 sapphire coils in Hector's deck versus 4 in Lucas's. So either way, we're gonna be seeing some sapphire. We're not. Oh no, they just wiped
more sharks.
They scared me. They just cleared their boards, but I forgot. That's a thing here when we have these board states. I've been seeing so much steel that watching like a board be cleared, I'm like, how did that happen? I haven't seen a naked board in so long. Because, when you see Zan's board, sometimes you're like, oh, it's every card in his deck, but not here. We'll be keeping clean boards.
Keep those boards clear.
Yeah, gotta be tidy.
Yeah. So in Hector's deck, there's 4 Maui half shark. And in Lucas' deck, we have 3 Maui half shark, and we have 4 sapphire coil, and in Hector's deck we have 3. So slight differences here and there, but the general vibe of the decks are pretty much the same.
Yeah, I mean, it's the big thing right now that I've noticed is, do you have a shark or not? That's like one of the big things when you look at these deck lists. A notable example of do you have a shark or not is we saw a tournament or rather a match with Ed Chu earlier this week where he previously had a shark and then he said no shark. And then the other thing is, are you running Be Prepared or not? But they both have sharks. They both have Be Prepared. So there's a little bit of variance. I think, like you mentioned, Hector has a Let It Go scrolled away in there. But other than that, I mean, it's basically sequencing and making sure, make sure you draw cards, keep that hand full. Don't do anything that sets up your opponent to have a beneficial interaction. And when I say that, I mean that shark. Don't accidentally feed him when you don't have to.
Don't feed the shark.
Don't feed the shark, guys. That's how you get a shark infestation. So let's see here. The shark. So Maui Shark is a card that I would like to be banned. It's not that big of a problem. He's just hard because he's got that evasive. He's a 7/5, so anything he's swinging at, he's going to probably take down. Luckily, Lucas has the luxury of not really worrying about anything being challenged right now. But I'm sure he'd like to get something on the board. So we just see that he's just going to go ahead and quest with a shark, which is something you rarely get to do. So he's just not. Let's see, he has 1, 2, 3, 7 ink. So he's like, I might as well get some value if I'm about to get Be Prepared. And I don't necessarily think you have anything with Rush. And if it was, it'd be Maui Hero to All, which would be a trade. So might as well. Oh, no, you can't because he doesn't have evasive. So pretty safe to quest there.
So we're probably preparing a Be Prepared next turn.
No.
That is a lot of preparation.
Yeah, well, you do got to be prepared for your Be Prepareds because you don't want to be left sitting there. That's why locations are popular, as we saw in Ezekiel's deck, because when you have locations, they get to survive that Be Prepared. Lucas wants to Be Prepared far more than Hector does because, you know, he can lose a grandma. But Hector has more to lose, so he's just building up his board, building up his hand. He's got time. We see Hector going, what do you got? This is definitely a deck where we know that in Tamatoa decks, you have to be mindful of what's in your discard for items. But when you have Tamatoa and Shark, suddenly your discard just becomes very important for both players to monitor. Ultimately, the Shark makes it where your discard is a second storage location for actions, and then Tamatoa makes it a second storage location for items. So you're definitely counting how many Be Prepared, how many items are in there, and notably, they did get a chance to look at each other's deck list before this, so they do know how many exist.
So Vitalosphere is a really good card there because if there's a Be Prepared, well, all the characters get banished, and you can put a Maui half shark onto a board. There's an exerted character. Pop the Vitalosphere and have it challenge that character, netting a card from your an action card from your discard pile. So really good card to have.
It is, and I mean, like I said, it's been the item renaissance where all items are back on the menu. Speaking of items, you know it, you love it. It's a Sapphire Coil, she says in a monotone, sad voice. But Sapphire Coil is one of the more powerful cards in this deck. Now, there's nothing to coil right now, but Lucas is probably itching. Oh, that's what I say to that. Oh, so not the most fun thing to do to play a Sisu. It's tricky, right? Because you're playing against a deck where you know they have removal too. So just playing a Sisu to get rid of one character is a little stressful for my taste. But it is something to do, and he doesn't have infinite cards in hand. We see a Crab, a Coil, and a Be Prepared.
Yeah. At the same time, I gotta say that playing a big Sisu when there's only Irem on the other side is a efficient and effective way to deal with it. Also, denying 2 cards on the other side is still a good trade-off.
That's a good point. At a certain point, you have to think about pros and cons and what you can do. And like you said, more cards is more cards. So if Byron can't turn that Vitality Sphere into 2 more cards, now we do see Hector has a healthy amount of cards already, but still, of all the decks in the meta that I don't want them to have a lot of cards, it's always Ruby, because it feels like every card is the one that's going to hurt me, because that's kind of the point of Ruby. And the audit continues of how many Be Prepareds you got? How many other items or actions I think they might be looking for? I'm trying to see. What are they most concerned about?
Vision of the Future can be a really tricky one. Like, especially if you have a Maui in play, you can set up a lot of good plays and netting lore at the same time. How far I'll go is another card, again, with Maui Half Shark, that is netting an advantage and going deeper into the deck.
Yeah, and I mean, getting through that deck and to get it to your, oh, man, Sapphire Coil and Madame Medusa. See, like I said earlier, people were like, oh, for a while, it was like, hey, is it vulnerable to Medusa? And Sapphire Coil says, yes. Are you a card? Yes, you're vulnerable to Medusa now.
Are you a character card? Yes.
Yeah, right. Then sorry. Yeah. Medusa's here and she doesn't like you. How far I'll go is going to help him. Why not? We need more ink. We could use more. Man, they are really auditing. It's so much to monitor here. But it makes sense because we got a Tomato in play. So he can play an item for free next turn if he is able to let that little sweet, happy as a clam crab survive. Oh, so he goes ahead.
Happy as a Clam is really a card to get rid of as soon as possible. Especially when we see an harem in Lucas's hands. So if we have more and more cards, we can have more and more items, play them easy with the Tamatoa, and we don't have so much on the other side that is... Well, we have a Madame Medusa with the Vitality Sphere, but I don't know if we want to use that, though. Still a good trade when you think about this. Madame Medusa plus Vitality Sphere plus Ink. You can banish Tamatoa without banishing your Madame Medusa, so it's a good trade. Good trade.
Sorry, my husband last night, he said, sometimes you just go, ugh. And I'm like, well, yeah, because sometimes I look at the board and I go, ugh, and it's hard to hide that. So it is, sometimes you see it, it's just, I hate having one character in play against a deck like this. It is just very frustrating because you just want something to stick. But every time he gets rid of a character, he makes it, Hector gets rid of one of Lucas's character. He is just egging him on for a Be Prepared because it's, yeah, there we go. I'll do a little one. Be prepared. I don't want to do a big one. I'll do a big one at the final round. It takes a lot out of you. I don't know how Baker does it.
Like I'm pretty sure I don't want to go that deep.
Yeah, right.
Anymore. I'm like, no.
Yeah, you're like, no, I'm good. Only one of us needs to do it, and I will volunteer. So, Hiram, great to play after a Be Prepared because, although, all right, so he says, I'll go ahead and chomp on that Vitality Sphere, cherry flavored, to draw 2 more cards. Now, the interesting thing that I always like to note in matches like this is at this point, they've picked up on the fact that they already saw their deck list, but they know that, like, they're playing, Enchanted Tomato. That's always frightening, but they know.
That is dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because we know that Tamatoa, we see a Popsicle and a Sapphire Sphere in play. He just got 2 items back with his little Tamatoa. He's playing in one. So yeah, next turn, if he has a dime and a So Shiny Tamatoa, might be curtains on this game. But it's only game 1. But the mirror match can be really hard because you start to like play yourself mentally because you're trying to keep track of what should I do? What might they do? And you do kind of get in your own head. I do anyway when I'm in the mirror match against my own deck. So I do think that this one can be very tricky to navigate. I'm trying to see if I can cheat and see how the Ezekiel versus Logan one's going, but I just looked over there and Logan is putting all his cards on Ezekiel's mat. Is that allowed? Is that legal? Can you put all your cards on someone else's mat? I need to look into that. I don't know if anyone's watching both streams, but that is some aggressive card moving. Although he's kind of putting it too. Maybe that's like a power move as you start to slowly put your cards on the other mat and you're like, how do you feel about that? And I'd be like, I don't feel good. I have boundary issues and you're touching my mat. Maybe that's a personal thing. I'm telling on myself here.
I do agree with that. You have your own side, and
yeah, you're like, what are you doing? Why are you in the middle? And yeah, I'll take a screenshot. I've never seen anything like it. I think it's a power move. But that's not what you guys are here for. We're watching this very, very precarious position. He did not have a big crab. Tamatoa is so shiny, but he is still getting value off of his Tamatoa Happy as a Cramatala. Crabmatala. Sorry, there's Grammatala and Happy as a Clam.
Oh yeah, the Tamatoa there is when you have a Vitalosphere in your discard pile and you have a Tamatoa that can bring back the Vitalosphere in a deck that can use the Maui half shark, it is really dangerous. Another Tamatoa Happy as a Clam.
Yeah, you have to really sound it out slowly. Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where we have seen Lucas deploy some Be Prepared twice now. We see a Pirate's Life, which, yeah, could take him down 14, but I mean, it's rough. He is looking down at a Lorthal board over there. Definitely just as is, no dimes needed. He needs to... He needs to answer what's on the other side, and he unfortunately has used his Be Prepared.
So, with the Ruby Sapphire matchup, the interesting thing is that the ink count can get really high, and even if those two decks have really high costed characters or even cards at this point, there's just a lot of tide turning that can happen from turn to turn. Like, you have double plays that can happen on either side. So, what do we have?
I mean, we have game 2 is what we got here. So that was rough. Lucas was on the defense the whole time there.
Yeah, and this is what happens in a mirror matchup. You try to exploit the weakness and take the advantage from there, but most probably the person in the driving seat from the beginning to end will maintain their advantage. So it is possible to not draw well with cards or have bad alter moments, and that is part of the game. But I'm assuming that both players did some amazing number of reps that they know how to navigate those altering waters.
Yeah, so now they just have to regroup. These matches are You know, I'm a little tired watching it because it's just they're long. I love an explosive match where it's just like pew pew pew. Like remember just 6 matches ago? Well, no, it wasn't 6. It was like 3 matches ago. But our first one we watched today, where it was over so fast, I physically forgot we saw a match because it went so fast. That is not always satisfying, but it is fun sometimes. And I don't think we're going to see that for the rest of this tournament, knowing that we have 3 Ruby Sapphires and 1 Amethyst Ruby. I can report back that it is it's going to game 2 on the other side, where we have a win on the side of the Sapphire Steel deck with Logan, and now Ezekiel will be on the play. So will we have another mirror? Only Ezekiel can prevent
Sapphire Ruby for Logan?
Sapphire, Ruby, Logan, 1, game 1.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. Woo.
Yeah, like, remember when in the time we had 15 minutes games?
I know. Yeah, it ebbed and flowed. We had a time where all the matches were like, someone said, like, why can't we take notes? And I was like, I think it's because these games are too long. So if your opponent was taking notes, we'd be like, we don't have time. Although I do think, like, if you could only allow notes when it's your opponent's turn, maybe that would be better. Either way, I was like, these games take too long. So maybe that's why. But now we're back. We're back in the meta where it's like, everybody, I hope you brought a snack. I hope you went to the bathroom before this match, because we are here and we're not leaving.
Until it's over.
Yeah, it's not over until the judges turn off the lights and say, we actually need to go home. But generally speaking, in the top 8, it is not timed. You just got to keep going back and forth until it's over.
Oh, no, it's not over. It's not over until you hear the song closing time.
Yeah. Yes. And then at that point, you're like, is that legal? Is that in? And then they open the rule book and they're like, yes, that actually, if closing time starts playing, you have to leave. All right, so we see an Ink Apparel, which is never something I'd want to do, and always makes me, when I see something ink that I don't want to ink, I think that means they have 2, because I love inking Hiram. It's my favorite. But, you know, if you have Sapphire Coil, you know, you got lots of other things you can do. You got Daring Visitors. Brawls are not as valuable as they were in the old days, but they're still very helpful.
Yeah, I remember.
It was like it was just 2 weeks and 2 days ago. All right, so we do see a mink. We do see him ink a Maui as well, and he is just rampant. He's getting some items out there. We inked a Tipo, a Maui, so kind of, you know, valuable cards, but all the cards are good. So in the meantime, we have a Hiram. Hiram was able to consume a popsicle, get some card draw. So, you know, kind of just both of them are getting ready for the war that is late game control deck. All right, so it's been a while. I've been staring at his sleeves this whole time, and I thought it was My Hero Academia. Now I'm not so sure. Now I'm thinking it's a character from Demon Slayer. I might never know, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I've stared at him a long time for 2 matches. Nope, still don't know who it is. But I do know that is Gizmo. I can tell you that is a gremlin. All right, and we get to see a Maui shark get deployed. And so now Lucas was dealing with a lot of shark problems last game, but now maybe Lucas will be dealing out shark problems, saying, hey, Hiram, you want to quest? You want to get a card? Do it. Come on, do it. The water's fine. I could not handle
the advantage of shark. Yeah, solid the Azurite means ramping, means getting more action in the future turns.
Yeah, and he has 1 action in there, and like you said, yeah, the more it's kind of the action engine, you can kind of tilt more towards items or actions. It's hard to commit to both. Okay, so they do say My Hero Academia. I don't know who that man is. I've never seen that man in my life, is what I'm going to say about that. But, all right, so he goes ahead and he does quest. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of cards. So he has got 9 cards. Which do you play? I'll play Let It Go. Ugh. So I did point that out, that is one difference, is one has a let it go, one does not. So as far as who's in the top 4, we have 4 decks. Obviously, that's not helpful. 3 of them are Sapphire, Ruby Sapphire. 1 is a Amethyst Ruby. So we have Logan from World Class Cards. We have Ezekiel. In this match, we have Lucas from Aloha Gaming. And we have Hector. So the only person not playing Ruby Sapphire is Ezekiel. He stands alone in a sea of, you know, this. What you're looking at.
In a sec. Oh. So clarity on the board after Big Sisu hits the board, and it is a good moment for me to be back in a moment.
Absolutely. So this is something that I do like about this matchup. We've watched a lot of Sapphire Steel because we were watching Zan's matches, and man, those boards get crazy. So I love that Sisu and Be Prepared are just working back and forth to say, let's clean up. Let's just clean up after ourselves. No characters allowed to be on the board for very long. It's kind of removal city with these 2 decks. We have the Let It Go in Hector's desk. This part here would be hard for me because both of these players are constantly looking at each other's discard. And the first time someone reached for my discard, I about had a heart attack because I was like, what are you doing? Because it's, you know, it was like my space. And you're allowed to look at your opponent's desk, but you should usually say, hey, can I see your discard? But man, when they just reached and grabbed it, I was like, thief, someone grab that man. I didn't think he was stealing him. It just was weird that, you know, someone's touching my stuff. But you got to look at the discard because both of these players are playing out of 2 hands, their hand and their discard, because we have Maui Sharks and Tamatoa happy as a clam that are just digging through your discard and getting all the good stuff back out and to use them to their advantage. So far we did see Lucas get out a shark, but then Hector played Let It Go. So now plan B is to play Sisu, Empowered Sibling, and see if she survives the turn, which it's looking like she will, given that his ink is exerted and that Hiram is drying. So good news is Lucas might get to have a character survive a turn. And we do see him immediately go into a Visions. So he is going to go ahead and dig. Like Clara pointed out, Visions is very important in this deck because you are trying to get cards to support your plan. This deck has 2 win conditions. Do you want to go towards items or do you want to go towards, oh wow, shift on top of the Sisu to get rid of that Hiram, which is kind of a pretty aggressive use of a second Sisu, but it is efficient for ink purposes. But regardless, that digging to Vision of the Future lets him kind of dig, get more towards what he is looking to do with the cards in his hand. And Hector has been just responding over and over again. In this case, he has a Sisu on Sisu, which is, you don't see that every day, but it is a nice way to efficiently be able to cast that Sisu for a little bit cheaper than you normally have to. Sisu does have a 8 cost on Inkable, but you can shift for 6. So in this case, he was able to do Visions and shift Sisu. All right. Goodbye, Sisu. Yeah, and so that answers the age-old question of, can Madame Medusa do it? She can do anything. She's out of control with Sapphire Coil because guess what? Sapphire Coil stacks. If you ink once, that's 1 trigger on Sapphire Coil. You ink 2 times, that's a double Sapphire Coil, making that poor Sisu go from a 5-4 to a 1-4, and suddenly Madame Medusa is feasting. So Lucas has been being spot removed turn after turn, which has to be a little tiring at this point. But he still has lots of cards in his hand, and we've seen Hector use a lot of his removal to deal with these things one by one. But we also saw Lucas use 2 Sisus, and those are not something he can get back from his discard, unlike his actions and his items. Whoa. He did a physical challenge where the Maui physically went after. Man, they are touching each other's cards so much. So he's saying, how many cards do you have in hand? 4. Both of these players are obviously pros at these decks, so they have seen, they're going a little faster than I would be used to in this format. But yeah, we're going to go watch them decide what they want to do here. Do they want to use their precious removal now? Do they want to let that high round survive and possibly get an item next turn? For anyone that wants to see the top 4 bracket, I did go ahead and post the bracket on my Twitter, which is available in my link tree, which is available in my bio. So you can see the bracket there. If anyone wants any deck lists, I did post a deck list in the chat, but I can also send it again. You guys can request the deck list in the chat, and I will go ahead and send a link to you so you can see what's going on. Because that Lucas is really probably getting tired here at this point. Hector, stop. But Hector is doing what he has to do and just slowly whittle away at that board. So we do see 2 Mauis on the board. Maui is great. Maui can sing. Not many songs. Maui cannot quest. That's one thing Maui is not going to be able to do. So these 2 Mauis over there is definitely something that Hector has to think about, but not necessarily worry that Lucas is going to get a ton of value out of. And Maui definitely can't reach that shark should that shark quest.
It evolved a bit since
I mean, poor Lucas. Everything Lucas plays, it's like, bye, no, bye. And I'm like, I don't know. To play this deck, obviously, you have to be able to dish out or, take what you serve. And, man, Hector is dishing out just a sea of removal.
Well, they both have a sea of removal, and some of the removal in each side is be prepared, so the game's gonna be, like, quite grindy, if I may say so.
Yeah, and I just, to be fair, the only way a game could go fast in this current this current matchup is if, like, one person just has the worst, they get all uninkables and they're all 7 cost. We do see Pirate's Life, which is good at some, it's bad, because, I mean, Pirate's Life extends the game also, which this game, the score can go backwards. It crawls up slowly forwards, and now it can go backwards too, so... we are in it for the long haul here. Now, this is the top 4. So after this is top 2. And I am monitoring the other game as well because Ezekiel is at 19. Logan is at 2 in game 2, which means it will likely be going over to game 3 because there's a goat on board. So I don't know how he gets out of that one. So we'll be going to game 3 on the other ones. There's a chance. There's a chance the final won't be a mirror match, but I'm scared. Watching Sapphire, though, is like watching my stars and garters. I can see.
We have.
All right. The ad will be over in 8 seconds. Thank you, SirAshtown Wesley, if you're still here. And we're back. I can see. It's a miracle. All it took was a commercial, and that's capitalism. That it's not related. I'm sure there was like a cable or something. But
you paid your bill.
I did.
Back your footage.
Yeah, I hope you all had a really good commercial. But we're back. Thank you. Was it something? Was it just something like something annoying, like a cable or something?
I think the power just went out on the camera. I think that's all that happened.
Honestly, I hard relate to that camera. Thank you for helping us.
Yeah. Sorry about that on the delay.
No worries. So for everybody that might have missed something, Hector is just doing Hector things over there. He is just keeping the board menacing. I did it again. Okay, I'm going to try not to deep sigh while watching Ruby Sapphire. Challenge impossible.
Thank you all so much again for being here with 20 Lore Pro and Katie and Clara at the Lorekeepers in here. We really appreciate y'all watching and for enjoying today's tournament. We are going to be live next weekend as well for World Class Cards, Lorcana 10K weekend over in Wisconsin. Very excited for all that. So enjoy the match and hope you all have a great day.
He's the best. I thought he was going to talk a little bit longer, so I took a bite of a donut. So, Clara, what do you think about this board state? Do you think Lucas is in this game, or do you think Lucas is about to feel some pain?
The pain is coming. Like, Hector has a good lore lead. has a good board lead and probably has a lot of cards. Probably the previous turns, Lucas didn't have the was not lucky enough to draw into good stuff and card resources.
Yeah, and it's hard because Lucas was kind of doing. I mean, Lucas has had a rough start both games. I mean, on this one, he didn't get to go. He had just like one card out, basically. I mean, he had a Sisu and then he shifted on a Sisu, which I think is a really rough thing to have to do. Because, I mean, yes, that was a good way to economically cast a Sisu. But ultimately, I'm sure that Sisu could have come in handy later with the Sapphire Coil on board. But yeah, Hector is comfy unless it's Pirate's Life recursion time. And he's at 3 lore, so that even if no crab in the world is that powerful. Yeah, we see him looking through the discard, the thing that both these decks are doing at a speed that only this deck could have to do. Okay, so we do get 2 items back.
Can thing be prepared if need be?
That's a good point, but it makes it kind of goofy that he just played. Okay, yeah, I was like, why would he? So yeah, that was really rough. Hector was doing really aggressive removal, and yeah, Lucas still sat in the top 4, which I would like to point out. Let's talk money. Let's talk money. So 3rd place and 4th place get $1,250. So
Wow.
that's you're sad, and then you're like a little less sad. So
be happy. Like it is good money.
That is very good money because, yeah, this is a 13K. So let me go ahead. I'm going to switch to us, but then I'm going to also kind of switch to the feed of the other game, which I'll make sure is still going on. It is. It's probably going to go on probably for a while. So let's go ahead and get this off here, and we'll get some other things pulled up. So reminder of the prizes. So 9th through 16th did get $150. Very cool. Love that. Now, unfortunately, though, there was a bubble even for 16th place. So some people got the same amount of points. For example, Zan was on the bubble and he bubbled out of 16th place, which has to feel not the best, but that is the way things go sometimes. Now, 5th through 8th got $700, and then 3rd and 4th. So both Lucas. I made that up. Lucas and whoever is the loser of this other game will get $1,250. And then the next 2 prizes, $2,250 for 2nd place and $4,250 for 1st place. So that's a lot of dinero. This isn't the multi-language cast, but that's Spanish for money. So let's go ahead and see what the other game is up to. And I will update. I know everyone's like, hey, update your bracket, please. Oh, don't worry. I'm going to update my bracket. Although I didn't really have to update it because I knew that Ruby Sapphire was going to win this one. But I do have to update the name. But let's go ahead and look at itty bitty witty window here. So I have this up just because this is going to be our who we see in our finals. We will see Ruby. That I can tell you. I'm not a fortune teller, but I will tell you there's going to be Ruby there. But now they are fighting it out to see, will it be a mirror match, or will Amethyst say, I'm still here. I haven't left, okay? If anyone's an OBS person, they're probably like, why are you streaming from Discord or from Twitch instead of Discord? And that is because I don't want to make a sound happen in the stream. And then they go, Katie, come on. So that's why I'm doing this a little backwards. But
Katie, come on.
Dang it. Well, because I don't want to make a sound happen. And it was too late.
Just kidding.
Dang it.
Right. I was just listening at the right time.
I know, right? Because I wanted people, because you were like, yeah, if you're in the Discord. And like, I even did it once, and then it made like a bloop, and I got scared, and I never went in again. So this is the old fashioned way where it's not right. This isn't good. This is suboptimal, as we'd say in the business. But do you have news? Did you come back with news, or did you just come to say I'm listening and watch what.
No, just came to apologize that it got fixed right after it was done, basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a tidal wave with some of these decks. We even see the tidal wave. It's like coming towards Ezekiel. It's like, I'm coming. So.
Yeah, Logan's literally, like, physically
Yeah.
pushing his board.
I have to think that's that has some mental effect there. We got tiny ink and then big board presence. So I don't know. I don't want to say I'm pulling for, but it's hard for me to not pull for an underdog. And in this case, if you're not Ruby Sapphire, you are by default an underdog here.
I agree. This tournament has been filled with a lot of Sapphire, and hopefully you just lose your feet.
No, it was me. This is welcome to Problems with Katie. So I do have something. So I checked Ezekiel's deck list in the chat that you sent me, and I don't think it's right because Ezekiel played a Let It Go, and if you click on the deck list in the casting document, there's no Let It Go, and it's called Andrew.
Hector.
Hector. Because some people wanted to see Hector's list. Well, someone asked for Ezekiel's, but Hector's list I just don't think is right, and it could just be the wrong link. So if you have a chance.
Let me double check the list.
We have Ezekiel's list, right?
Yeah, we do. I can send that, but it made my.
I can do it.
Okay, cool. But yeah,
in fact, I sent you the picture of his list.
Yeah, and so that's why when I pulled up the Inkborn list, someone asked for it in the chat, and I pulled it up, and I was like, well, that is not what's on the paper list. And also it says Andrew, which is notably not the same name as Hector. So I'm just wondering if that is something we just need to. An oopsie.
It's the right one.
Oh, it's not. Oh, Ezekiel. That one's the right one. But it's but Hector's the one in question, correct?
Oh, Hector's the one in question. Okay.
Yeah. So if you click on Hector's list, and I mean he's headed to the final. So okay, man, why is life so hard?
Okay, I see Hector.
There we go.
I'm not saying I did this, but oh no, Hector shared me this list, so I did not create it. This came directly from him.
Okay, well, let me know.
His Dreamborn may just have changed since the tournament.
Oh, we received confirmation that Hector meets Andrew in American, so
yeah,
that I didn't know as a Canadian.
Yeah, it's a colloquial thing. It just depends. But yeah, it's interesting because we have the paper one, so we pulled that up and we're looking and we're like, well, that is absolutely not this. Now it's not like super fundamentally different, but the Let It Go is obviously the most notable difference. Is Hector did deploy a Let It Go that is not on this Dreamborn, but it is 100% on his paper list. So nothing nefarious.
Is the Dreamborn 60?
62
cards. It's 62.
Correct.
Interesting, because his list he submitted was 61.
Well, interesting questions. Well, chat, you're getting a scoop here that sometimes things are complicated, but we'll figure it out. Either way, I'm sure it's just trying to make sure, because at the end of the day, I know that a lot of people are like, oh, it's probably the right one. And then after they send it, they're like, nope, I did make some changes. But the paper one's the be-all, end-all. That's the one that's like the tournament legal.
That's right.
So, Dreamborn is just nice to have.
And again, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. I'll try not to say... Yeah, I'll try not to say anything. You come back when I say embarrassing things. It's like, I promise I'm good sometimes.
No, Katie, Clara, y'all are great.
All right. So...
Yeah.
So we'll get that deck list fixed. Thank you, Clara, for sending that over. And Rebecca Quest is in the chat, which means everybody, this is like having like a celebrity stop by. I love Rebecca. She's you know, sometimes in Lorcana, there's people that I've seen online that I'm like, well, they can't be that nice in person. That'd be crazy. And then you meet them and you're like, they are exactly as nice as they're just a nice person. Dang it. And yeah, Rebecca is just a really, really nice person. So yeah, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but she's great. Everyone actually is great. I mean, we've had Dan in the chat today. We've had the Lumiteers, both Aaron and Liam, and they gave me bits. I can't get over that. I got bits. I had 1 bit, and now I have 102 bits. I don't know what I'm going to use it on. Ladies Who Lore, yeah, shout out. Clara, who are the Ladies Who Lore?
They are part of the... I know they are part of the Lore to Love community, and
well, yeah. Now I just got confused. I'm thinking Love to Lore. The Ladies Who Lures. Yeah, sorry, Ladies Who Lures here. My gosh, my brain. Alliteration.
Yeah.
I was like putting you on the spot. Telling me everything about it. So no, Ladies Who Lore is a great content creator. Love to Lore is the community. Love to Lore is what I meant to ask because that is the community for female and non-binary Lorcana players, which is very cool. But Ladies Who Lore is a cool account. Yeah, we're all like, I mean, yeah, there's Ladies Who Lore, there's account Ladies Who Lore, there's Love to Lore, and honestly, I love them all. I forgot how to read. Honestly, if you want to have a fun time, don't leave my stream. First off. Second, though, pull up another window and pull up the other stream and look at how much ink is on the board right now. It's amazing. Wait, I have it on the stream. You don't have to. I forgot. I'm sharing it. Wow. What a thing. We need to make bigger playmats after this. And we see Ezekiel say, I'm going to try to be economical with my space. I'm going to make smaller ink tokens. And I feel like somehow Logan's ink is twice as big. Yeah, Fairy Ship has surprised us all. I did reach out to Wonderland because I think he said he was going to like eat his hat or something if he saw Fairy Ship played. And we got Fairy Ship in the top 8. Someone took the Fairy Ship all the way. They just got in and they sailed into the top 4. Man, if only there was a card that could keep all this ink from happening. Oh god, Knives.
Yes, the geyser.
Yeah, but then you're like, all of that for what? Then you have to sit with your consequences. I think that's the punishment of ink geysers. And you have to go, well, this is where we are now. You want to start over at turn 3, and then you do. But you have a plan. If you have ink geyser, you got fish, you got sails, you got all of it.
Or you have cards into play that makes your action cheaper.
So I'm pretty sure looking at Logan's board, his discard is kind of living between the 2 boards. I think his discard's living like kind of up there, which is a little unorthodox, but also very intimidating because that's like a zombie army. I think, and I don't know. I think that's what that is though. Because what else could it be? So yeah, Logan's winning the war here. Sorry, I just watched him ready as ink. It was kind of just a broad scooping motion. It's only Sapphire things. Hashtags just Sapphire things. Where you're just like, let me get this little shovel where I reset all my ink.
What is going on the right side of Logan?
I am so nervous. Like as a person that has space issues, I don't like feeling like I don't know what's going on. Looking at Logan, I'd be like, what is that pile? What's that pile? There's 3 piles. Okay, so there's that pile. There was another pile over there. I'm not trying to disparage, but it is a little overwhelming.
I'm just trying to follow as someone who didn't see the game from start to finish.
True, because normally when you watch a game, you tune in and you're like, oh, I know what's going on. I'm pretty sure the top piles... Oh, Travago. I haven't subscribed to 20 Lore Pro. If anybody wants to give me a scrub or gift me a sub to 20 Lore Pro, we wouldn't be in this situation. I won't blame you. It's not your fault. But anyway, speaking about that board state, yeah, you just kind of expect, there's no official rules on where things have to go on the board, but when it's different, you're like, what is going on here? So, yeah, it is interesting to tune into a game and you're like, I truly could not tell you. But it does make sense why you'd want to have your ink in a way, or rather your discard in a way where you can see what's in it, because it is kind of a second hand in this deck, or these types of decks with Sapphire. But it stresses me out. That's my answer. Do you guys in the chat, do you guys get stressed out by a board state like that? I don't know. I want everything tidy. I like to make my ink either 90 degrees or uppy or sidey. Everything needs to be clean. Just please. And how do you feel about that, Clara?
Yeah, I feel that having a clean board on your side helps communicating your intentions. Well, not necessarily the intentions, but more the what is going on in play on your side. So your opponent is not necessarily doing like wrong plays, and there's like miscommunication, and then you have a discussion about it, and then like, oh, did you try to mislead me into doing this? Like,
and that's a good point because, my goodness, my Breezy says I'm just always stressed out. Honestly, I feel that anytime I see my opponents playing Sapphire and it's not Kiwi Birds, I'm like, oh, because it's about to be an audit. But yeah, having a clean board is respectful. Board state's important. And look at Logan. Logan did just make his ink cleaner. His discard pile is stressing me out, but that's okay. That's the only thing right now that I'm stressed out. And Logan is sitting very pretty right now. We see him with 3 popsicles, ice block, dime.
So if I take a look at Logan perspective, like we have the items, then the characters, and then we have the discard pile on top with the library. Okay, it's good. It's good. The inks are well placed.
Yes.
We know what's going on. So.
And he's got itty bitty ink. That's just little bitty ink for babies, which I appreciate.
On the Ezekiel side, yeah.
He's got little ink. Which honestly, as Ezekiel, can you imagine? You're like, I'm going to bring this little ink so I have space and economy. And then you look over there and be like, you are not respecting the economy of space over there. I'll tell you that right now. Because, yeah, Ezekiel's like running a tight ship. Because even his tiny little 8 ink are like stacked and huddled together.
In that case, like, you're thinking ahead. Like, you know there'll be a lot of Sapphire players out there, and they'll take the place they need. And you're like, yeah, sure, I don't mind. I just vibe in my own space, and I will win before you can get the 2 mats full. So, yeah.
So, we're about to see that game be almost over. So, I'll start talking about some stuff. So, we will be covering the last match. Now, there are 693 viewers on the 20 Pro channel, and there are, 66 here, which means you're the 66 coolest people in the world. You're automatically the coolest. So, while you're here, you could follow me if you want to, but go and follow Clara too, because I think if you click her name in our little stream, you can go and follow her, because she's going to start streaming next Sunday. She'll be streaming on her channel, so we can hang out there. And then everybody in the chat, go buy yourself something. Like, go buy yourself a pack. You deserve it. That's just me giving you permission. That's okay. Follow us. We'll be doing next weekend. I'll be doing Saturday and Sunday, but the Sunday will be on Clara's channel. And then the only other thing is I'm going to be doing a giveaway. And so you guys are the best. So, oh man, my viewers are going down. I'm like, you guys are the best. And 5 people are like, I'm out of here, dude. I didn't sign up for that. But I'm going to be doing a giveaway on Tuesday. So I'm going to post about that, of some league pins, the newest pins, which I'm very, very excited about, to give out the Bolt pin, Mad Hatter. Wow, just watching him turn ink, just grabbing cards, churning them. I didn't sign up for love. Yeah, someone said, don't do that. Lost a, and that's okay. So Clara, you say something, because I'm trying to be kind, and it's scaring people in a way that I didn't think would happen.
That is totally fine. So I believe we are ending this game on Logan's win.
Yeah.
Logan was able to control and get the value town into play. Lucky Dime is no joke. So this is a true win for Logan.
It is.
2-1. So Ezekiel did fight a great battle there.
He did. I mean, honestly, he's fought many battles. I mean, if you think about it, he's on the top 4. This is not his first rodeo against this deck. He was 9 rounds to get to the top 8. He did have to battle a Amethyst Steel deck to get to the top 4. But at this point, he is now officially in the top 2. You might say, Katie, what is the top 2 going to be? I got you.
We could take a look at the what's the name?
Logan or Zeke or who? I don't know.
We could take a look at the
bracket.
The brackets.
Heck yeah! All right, let's do it. That's all. Don't have to tell me twice to pull up my own bracket. All right, so we got Logan from World Class Cards, which honestly, so Logan is not, I mean, you're like, oh, Logan, who is he? Well, he is on World Class Cards. And next week, 20 Lore Pro and myself will be covering World Class Cards. And that is the home of Zan. That is the home of Lorcana Bro, Ruben. So World Class Cards is like, they don't all live in Wisconsin because that'd be hard, you know, but that is what we'll be watching next weekend. But then we also have Hector, who is representing Southside Gaming. We will not be watching a tournament with Southside Gaming next week, but you can turn on Twitch at pretty much any time, and Southside Gaming will be showing some games, which is very cool that they always have something going on there. All right, my bracket's almost done. I know everyone's, oh my gosh. It's okay, chat. Don't worry, it's almost there.
In the meantime, while we wait, I will post the link tree of me and Katie.
Oh, thank you. Because before I panic and go, I can't do it. I need help.
Yeah, no problem. I'll entertain. There we go. So, in the meantime, take a look at the socials if you haven't yet. It could really help us in the long run. And you, when you think about this, because you get two content creators doing some amazing job, and you can follow them in the socials. So let's see what we have here. We had. Okay, so we had some. On the left side, we had 2 matches of Sapphire Steel against Ruby Sapphire, and that was wild because from the 2 of them, Ruby Sapphire were the winners, and on the right side we had a purple matchup between Steel and Ruby, where Ruby Amethyst was victorious, and we had a Ruby Sapphire mirror, meaning that we had a lot of mirrors. Like if we take a look at it, we have one in the quarterfinals, we have one in the semifinals, and we have one in the final. It's everywhere.
Yeah, it's kind of it's a problem. We were like, oh, guess what? It's actually the steel, blue steel meta, and then we heard a in the background. That was a person going, "You foolish mortals! Guess what? It's not. You are about to feel the pain of Ruby Sapphire," and it makes sense. And I said it last weekend, so I kind of feel really smart right now. I said, I think people are underrating it. And guess what? They did. Because it's here and it's a problem. And you got coils and it's oppressive and it keeps going and it keeps going. The items comes back. I did go ahead. Chicano Heart said, if I have to watch another Trivago video, I'm going to banish my phone against the wall. So I did give you a subscription. That's my nice deed for the day because, my God, you cannot banish your phone. In this economy, we don't have time for that. We can't be losing phones. So that is my gift to you. Is you can subscribe to me, which means next weekend you get to watch without commercials and you get to watch this next match without commercials. I hope you're happy. But if you're not watching anymore, could you imagine? I don't know. Either way, coils are crazy. It's a problem. And it's mostly a problem, I would say, for Ruby because coils, yeah, Sapphire Steel can run them, but they don't have Brawl, Sisu, and Big Sisu. Oh, it hurts.